City Network. And good evening, everyone, and you're listening to another episode of the Deathmatch Russell podcast, coming to you live tonight. And tonight we're going to have on the show, my guest tonight is Indy pro wrestler, the Chris Rose, the heavyweight champion of Kentucky Zone Wrestling. We're going to be talking to him and see what he's up to and much, much more. Let's talk wrestling. Let's have a good night. Tune in right now, fans. We are waiting for the Kentucky Zone Wrestling heavyweight champion calling right now. Here he is. Well. Good evening, Chris. The Chris Rose, and how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. How about you?
Doing all right. Just a little power outage here. I guess some guy hit a transformer or something. You know how that always happens.
Power outages are not very good, man.
and plus the weather is, we had some snow today. It's like, what the hell's going on? I'm like,
I know, man. Here in Corbin, Kentucky, where I'm from, it's been rain.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, well, this weather for the, wintertime needs to go,
It does, man. I'm ready for spring to get here because D. Chris Rose got to get his tan on.
Yes. Yeah, you gotta bake. Gotta get that tan going,
Gotta get the tan going.
You know what? I'm from Jersey, right? And I'm not a beach person at all. I hate the sun.
Yeah, man. I'm the complete opposite. The sun is my favorite because, man, I'm so tired of the rain. I wanted to get some good weather for me and get things going in the right direction.
Yeah. But anyway, man, it's great to have you on here finally after a chaotic weekend last week, on the Everett Lee show. Boy, that was a little something.
Things got a little heated between me and Mr. Rage, but
yeah.
As you saw on Facebook, he did not answer the challenge.
So, yeah, unfortunately.
You know who won that battle?
I wonder, Ding, ding, ding. But anyway.
I'm still remaining defending undisputed KZW United States champion.
Absolutely, and it's it's a shame that it didn't happen, but it might happen one of these days,
One of these days it might. And, the opponent that answered the open challenge was a guy by the name of Kenny Cannon, who's the second time he's answered the challenge, and I'm beginning to wonder if there's any other wrestler in KZW who wants a piece of me.
So I'm sure. Well, let's see. You probably had taken on Clutch. You probably taken on a lot of the other guys that we know.
Who?
Clutch or whatever his name. Crutch.
I've seen that kid grow a lot in the years in the business.
Yeah.
And I've never had the chance to step in the ring with Crutch, but that day will come in time.
So Clutch, if you're hearing this, there's an open challenge too. Always open, right?
It's always an open challenge, but
Mm-hmm.
I may have respect for a lot of guys in the business, but once that bell rings, that goes out the window because I'm in it to win it.
Absolutely. You win it and then head home. Call it a night.
Call it a night. Take it home.
Take it home until the next show. And then do it all over again and again and again and again. Doesn't, But, who do you got? Is there an upcoming show this weekend? Actually, March 2nd, I believe, right?
March 2nd at the Aspire Center in Monticello, Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Yet again, there will be another open challenge.
Oh, but I saw one guest on the card that is going to be showing up there. Legendary Larry B, or Legendary Larry.
Yeah, Legendary Larry.
Mm-hmm.
He's a guy I have mad respect for.
Yeah.
I've known him since I've been in the business.
Mm-hmm.
He is a well full of knowledge.
He is.
He's actually doing a seminar beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the time with me. I feel like an idiot right now, but I don't have that time. But for any young wrestler who's listening to this, go on to Kentucky's Own Wrestling's Facebook page and sign up for the seminar. That guy knows a lot about the business. And actually, he is going to be on Impact tonight.
Oh, shout out. Ooh.
Johnny Mundo, Johnny Nitro, whatever you want to call him.
Mm-hmm.
He's going head-to-head with him, so I would check that out, everyone.
That's going to probably be on Twitch TV, probably, I'm sure, too. That's a popular thing now,
Yeah, it is.
I might have to check that out.
Johnny Impact, I believe, is his name now.
Yes, Johnny Impact from Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
Lucha Underground. What do you think of Lucha Underground? Pretty good stuff, huh?
I've only seen the first season of it.
Yeah.
The main two brands that I watch is WWE and New Japan. And here soon, I will be watching AEW because a performer, Chris Jericho, is there, and that's the dude who I love. So.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that, man? It's looks like that's going to be a hot item, man. It's going to be something special. The AEW,
AEW is going to have some good things to come. What's the main thing for AEW is to have that TV network.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be the step in the right direction for them. They already have the talent. They have Cody, the Bucks. They got Kenny Omega, MJF, who I think is going to be the future of the business.
Oh, that guy's a jerk in the business. Sorry, I know it. I know from experience. I've had my share of toilet paper thrown at him and getting booted off the Twitter for him. Yeah.
I just know I see his work online.
Yeah.
And, I think he's pretty good, and AEW is going to be a good contender for the WWE. But
one of my friends. Sorry. I was going to say one of my friends, Joey Janela, the bad boy, is one of the top superstars of that company, and he's also a promoter. He runs shows too, and he's like he's nonstop.
Yeah, Joey Janela is a good cat too. Because
he's WrestleMania weekend, man. He's GCW all the way. 3 shows. You can't go wrong for WrestleMania weekend.
That's good for him, man. Yeah, that's awesome.
They're heading to LA this weekend, actually. This weekend they're heading to LA for a couple days. He'll be there too.
Yeah, AEW's done really good at getting the talent. That's for sure. Yeah. And then
the female talent, of course. Some look at all those girls they got there. Whatever her name is.
I really haven't looked at all of the talent yet.
Yeah.
Because there's so much going on with Chris Rose and his career.
Yeah.
I'm trying my best to keep up with everything. But the WrestleMania this year with new creative behind them, backing them, is going to be very interesting. I thought the Monday Night Raw this past Monday was one of my favorite ones here in a while.
Chris, I don't follow Raw WWE like I used to, but I can't keep up on the media and still, when it's really good. And then, I keep track on the NXT because that's awesome,
And the NXT is really good, yeah.
I mean, that's where you see where it's really, if they were to put that on the market and sell it for what it is.
The guy
Yeah.
in NXT, there's a couple of guys in NXT that's going to be really,
Mhm.
they're already really good, but once
Mhm.
they hit the main roster, Velveteen Dream,
Mm-hmm.
man, that guy right there has charisma flowing,
Mm-hmm.
and just like the total package of a superstar.
Right.
And Ricochet.
Oh man, that guy.
An old Kentucky boy.
Yeah, Ricochet is he's awesome in person, man. He's wrestled at Jersey so many times. It's like this dude's awesome,
Yeah, he's wrestled all over the place.
I know he has.
I mean, that dude is something else.
He is.
Adam Cole as well.
Mm-hmm.
Very good talent. I love Adam Cole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just got rid of what? They just got rid of Ty. I'm surprised,
Yeah, Ty Dillinger. Yeah, he's on his Instagram already putting out some dates for his upcoming Indy event.
I know. I saw that. It's like, wow.
Yeah, I wish that dude all the best of luck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, WWE missed with him, but WWE has so many talent to keep up with.
Yeah, they do.
There's so much talent in WWE.
There is, and it's just nonstop, and and it's a shame they have to let some of the good ones, pass up. But hey, you know what? Better opportunities are out there.
Yeah, a lot of.
I mean, like we said, AEW. You never know who will show up there. You know?
That's the beauty of it. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
WCW in the late '90s. You never know who
Yes.
will show up.
You
never know.
Uh-huh.
I hate to make that comparison, but I mean,
yeah.
AEW hasn't had a show yet, and they're like the most popular company out.
They are. It's like everywhere you look on Twitter, Instagram, social media is like it's blowing up. Just wait till they get going. It's going to be something. But if they get it going, they would, if they were to do it the right way, they would plan to book it for WrestleMania weekend. They would have an impact of a killer show, for all those fans coming in for us. Besides, WrestleMania, there's a lot of independent wrestling shows going on. Also.
Yeah, Ring of Honor, right? At the Madison Square Garden?
Yeah, also, no. That, and also The Collective, they call it. Like 11 wrestling companies are coming.
Oh, okay.
Are hitting Jersey City and going to showcase, like AIW, Black Craft Wrestling, ICW from Canada, like real
right.
top-notch wrestling coming to the state, Jersey, for one night only, for WrestleMania weekend. Crazy. I can't get to all that. It's gonna be so. It'll be a mess traffic wise.
WrestleMania weekend is a great weekend.
It really is. It is. It is. If you could spend the time and go. If you can't.
I've never been to a WrestleMania.
Right.
But like when it gets close to WrestleMania weekend, there's always a great podcast to listen to on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
You got Takeover on Saturday, and then Sunday you got Mania. It's just a good weekend for wrestling fans as me and you to enjoy.
Exactly. Plus the Hall of Fame ceremony also.
The Hall of Fame, I forgot about that. The Hall of Fame ceremony.
Yeah.
This.
Oh, did I just? Oh no. Why did he just?
The wireless customer you are calling is not available.
There we go. Sorry, I had a call and it came through. No big deal. No big deal.
Little technical difficulty. That's all right.
That's all good. We're still here, but yeah, man, like the Hall of Fame, man. That's
Hall of Fame's shaping up to be really good this year.
Mm-hmm. It really is. It is.
They got the Honky Tonk Man and DX.
Yeah.
I think that's the only two I know of right confirmed.
Mm-hmm. You got Mean Gene, of course. The Mean Gene.
Mean Gene?
I think he's in it. Yeah, they inducted him, I believe. I'm not sure.
I thought he's already a Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Maybe they'll say something. I don't know, you know?
Man, that tribute they did for him on Monday Night Raw was amazing.
Yeah.
They brought back Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a really good tribute, man.
Mm-hmm.
That was a tough one there. That was a tough one.
The one I'm looking forward to also is Bam Bam Bigelow.
Bam Bam. Yeah, that's a rumored one. Yeah, I believe he'll go in. He's much deserved of it, yeah.
You know, like I say to a lot of people, I'm supposed to have an interview with his son. One of my coworkers is dating his daughter. You know? That's
right?
a small world, right? Small world, you know, and plus he's an officer too.
Right. What do you think about Bruce Pritchard getting signed to WWE as head of creative again?
You know what? That's gonna turn heads. That's good. He's knowledgeable. I mean, you know, I'm gonna actually gonna see him April 27th. They're gonna do like a WrestleCon at I Play America, one of those little fun zones, and he's gonna be there. So I'm looking forward to talking to him a little bit about like what's going on, and then I want to actually get some podcast tips, maybe, you know.
Yeah, I like Bruce. I went and saw his live show in Nashville with Conrad.
Mm-hmm.
That was a fun time, man.
Yeah. And then like a couple weeks, there's a huge convention coming, like all Ricky the Dragon to, it's going to be the Samoans, so I can't wait, Powers of Pain, the Warlord and Barbarian. I've never seen them live, It's gonna be.
Man.
This is some fun talent, And it's gonna be like they're gonna do like a silent auction, like an auction too, which is cool.
Mm.
They have some awesome. Actually, one of the items, and I showed JJ on Facebook, was one of Jimmy Hart's their album that the original album of not the Jimmy's band at the time,
Right.
That's up for sale, so I might gonna try put my hat in that,
Yeah, I like JJ. He's a very cool
He's
guy.
awesome. He's really has a lot of good things coming,
He has a lot of knowledge about the business, and he helps out KZW a whole lot,
Mm-hmm.
the technical side of it, the bringing our promos all together like he does.
Yeah.
He's a very respectable guy.
Stuff is happening for KZW, and I'm a part of it too, so I'm glad. You know what I mean?
Business is about to pick up.
Oh,
let me just tell you.
Wait till the summertime. I'm gonna make my journey out there. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna take some time and fly out there too.
And one of the big things is why KZW is so great.
Mm-hmm.
Because back in August, a guy by the name of Chris Rose came there.
Yes.
And, before August, though, my career was,
mm-hmm.
I was coming frustrated with, myself.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I was where I needed to be in this company in my hometown of Corbin, Kentucky, which
mm-hmm.
is TSW is what they call it here
mm-hmm.
in my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
And they wasn't treating their hometown boy like he should be treated.
Yeah.
They put him on the back burner.
Mm-hmm.
And, I cut a promo on my way out. Like anybody would.
Mm-hmm.
Like any top star would do.
Yeah.
And that, catapulted my career to what it is now. The Chris Rose is,
making a name.
As hot as it's ever been.
Yeah.
And
Chris Rose needs to travel too. That's probably the future coming too. You need that in your career.
Traveling, yeah.
I mean,
yeah, Chris Rose, he loves KZW.
Yes.
Chris Rose has a lot more,
mm-hmm.
Shows to do.
Yeah.
And, that's coming in the future. Chris Rose is the United States champion right now. And
yes.
I'm pretty committed to KZW. I love the boys.
You love us. you love your fans, you love your podcast friends, and
I do.
you're
And just because I like some of the guys, when that bell rings,
mm-hmm.
it's a different person in there.
Yeah.
Nicholas Rose is, he goes for it all.
Mm-hmm.
I want it all.
You do. You just be who you are and show it and win it and take it home to mama.
Right. Yeah.
Take it home.
You know what? My current girlfriend right now loves the Chris Rose.
Yes. Yeah.
I met her at TSW.
Yeah.
And she's really helped me along in my career.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to find a woman in the wrestling business.
Oh, that as a fan, I always go, oh, I wish I had her. Yeah.
Just ask the Nature Boy.
Yes. Yes. 70-year-old man. 70-year-old man, still going.
Still going, but he's had
thousands of ex-wives.
Wives,
thousands of ex-wives and.
Yeah, it's hard to find a woman that will tolerate a guy in the business.
No, and it's awesome, man. It's awesome for be who you are and have a love of your life.
But I do appreciate her very much. She helps me a lot.
Mm-hmm. So. That's awesome. I'm single. That's the best way to be right now. But
starting my career, man.
Yeah.
I started in late 2010.
Mm-hmm.
I was 20 years old.
Yeah.
I started for a company, SXW,
mm-hmm.
for Scott Ray,
mm-hmm.
who's a friend of mine still to this day. He's helped me a lot in the business, and he actually got me hooked up.
Mm-hmm.
I was working at a call center at the time.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what independent wrestling really was. I mean, when I was in high school,
yeah,
I graduated in 2009, but I didn't start. I started watching wrestling in the late 90s.
Mm-hmm. When it was really good,
When it was really good. I mean, my parents said I started watching it, and I'm 29.
Yeah.
So I didn't really remember watching wrestling until 97, 98.
Yeah.
They said I was a Hulkamania fan and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I don't remember watching wrestling until Starrcade 97 when I went to my neighbor's house at the time.
Yeah.
Me and my brother Roman went over there. Shout out to Roman Mitchell, by the way, my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a real big supporter of my wrestling. The reason I bring up supporters is because I love the people that support me in the business.
You have to. It's.
You gotta have that good support system.
If you don't, then where are you gonna be?
It's hard to get motivated.
You do.
But anyway, as I was saying, Starrcade 97, watching that show, years later when I got older, it was, not the best thing in the world. But as a kid, Hulk Hogan
mm-hmm.
with the black and white, the Hollywood Hogan and the Sting characters was, polarizing.
And the Midnight Express and the Rockers, come on. I was like,
Yeah, but in 97, seeing the NWO and Goldberg and all that. My parents wouldn't let me watch the WWF.
Right.
I had to sneak around and watch that. Because of all the stuff that went on. I mean,
mm-hmm.
It was just a crazy time in the industry. It was probably the best time if you asked a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But when WCW closed doors, I started, playing a lot of sports, getting older, and I started shying away from the business.
Yeah.
And just got into NFL, NBA, mostly NBA. I would be in school.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't give a shit about school. Yeah. I would just be
what are your teams?
Fantasy,
who do you like?
Fantasy drafts.
What football teams do you like? What teams are yours?
Oh, my team's always been the Eagles.
Yes.
And NBA wise,
yes.
It used to be Michael Jordan until he retired.
Yeah.
And then I'm a big fan of LeBron, so LeBron's been on 3 different teams, so it was the Cavs and
right.
the Heat.
Right.
And then it went back to the Cavs, and now my favorite team's the Lakers.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Man.
I just follow Bronny James. I follow him.
Yeah.
There's a dude in the NBA right now I really like is Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that guy's a baller. He's gonna be the guy that takes over the NBA after LeBron's done. But anyway,
yeah, sports.
Yeah.
You know, good taste of teams right there. I like that. You know,
I like LA just because LeBron's back there. I mean, I like Kobe. Kobe was a good heel in NBA. I mean,
right.
He was hated a lot.
Man.
And I fell for that too. I mean, he was the bad guy. But I mean, when Kobe retired, you missed that because Kobe was a good basketball player. One of the best ever, probably. I mean,
yeah.
But I quit watching wrestling for like 7 years, and I got back into wrestling in 2008. My brother and I would, he turned on wrestling, and I was like, man, why are you watching that? He's like, man, I just started watching it again, and I was like, well, all right. I turned it on there, and we started watching it, and I saw Chris Jericho on there, and I didn't mention this, but Jericho, I like Jericho in Nitro. I liked his promos.
Yeah.
I mentioned this on David's, not David.
Everett's.
The Everett's, yeah. Sorry.
Everett, our buddy Everett, yeah.
Yeah. Jericho was doing a promo, and the TV went out, and I started bawling, man. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe the TV went out. You know those old box TVs they go out on all the time?
Yeah.
And, yeah, man, I was always a big fan of Jericho, and I didn't really recognize him in 2008 when I turned it on there, because he had short hair, and he had a suit and tie on, but honestly, I fell in love with that character.
Did you ever pick up the book, Walls of Jericho?
No, I'm not a big reader. Man.
Okay, all right. I have very good. I had it signed a while, way back,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was saying earlier, before I get back to the 2008 Jericho, like in school, man, like I didn't started watching wrestling again to like my junior year of high school. But before that, I would just they would be teaching class, and I didn't really, I was just one of those kids who didn't give a shit about school. And I would be back there making fantasy NBA drafts on my paper. I would not be paying attention at all. And
right.
But years later, when I finally started to mature just a little bit, I started falling in love with the radio and TV broadcasting in high school. I started being on the Corbin Red Hounds, is what we were called at Corbin High School. I started being on their little sports broadcasting TV show.
Yeah.
I started broadcasting. I started doing little commentary over basketball games, and that was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I fell in love with the 2008 Chris Jericho, and I started getting emotionally invested in him and Shawn duking it out that year. I think that's Chris Jericho's, because I got privileged we all got privileged to the WWE Network.
Yeah.
And if you go back, I think Chris Jericho's best work was with Shawn Michaels in 2008.
Absolutely, it was.
That was some of his best work. And I loved those matches. Me and my brother Roman watched the No Mercy pay-per-view where he faced Shawn in that ladder match. Man, that was such good stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
now he's going to be a different person. He's got a lot of people to face. And it's going to be interesting.
That's the guy that any young wrestler coming up.
Wrestler and rock star.
And rock star, because Jericho is so good at reinventing himself.
Yeah. And I'd like to see one of those concerts just for the heck of it,
I've been to a Fozzy concert, actually.
Oh, yeah?
I went to Knoxville 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Man, that was such a good time. If you have anybody out there, if you've not seen Fozzy live, check it out.
Go see it, yeah.
I went to Knoxville, Tennessee, an hour away from my hometown. Man, that was a badass concert.
Yeah.
Because I'm a Jericho fan, man. I was like,
I'm ready.
There's no seating there. It was at a bar.
Yeah, standing only. Stand up and just
stand up only, and I was like, I got there really early. I got off work,
Mm-hmm.
The dude I was supposed to go with backed out, and I'm like, fuck, you know?
Yeah.
Like 2 hours closing time.
Mm-hmm.
I finally found someone to go with me, and he was at my house right at 5 o'clock when I got off work.
Mm.
We drove down to Knoxville. I was pounding them beers.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Weisers.
Yes.
Steve Austin likes to call it.
Yes.
And, man, I was third row back. And I wanted to be at the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the front of it. And there was 2 guys with Jericho shirts on, big,
Marks.
fans.
Marks.
And I'm like, dude, I will buy you 2,
Yeah.
like, 3 beers if you let me be in the front row. And they went for it. So
there you go.
And if you go on my Facebook
Yeah.
and look at my past, like,
Picture.
uploads,
Yeah.
like, I'll be on there with, like this dude going crazy.
That's
man.
cool.
That was fun concert.
That's cool.
Like, Jericho, I mean, yeah, he sounds really good live and everything.
Yeah.
Like, he had the light-up jacket and all that.
Mm-hmm.
It was a fun time. And it was like at the release of that Judas album.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and,
yeah.
That was that tour. Yeah, that was a fun time.
That's awesome. You got to have your experience to, rock his rock, side of him.
Starstruck, that's for sure.
I know. I've never seen a wrestler wrestle. I've been close for rock bands before.
Right.
I think
that was the only. Like I've seen Slipknot live.
Yeah.
In Lexington.
Mm-hmm.
And that was quite an experience.
I'll tell you what. It was last summer. Was one year. My dad and I. It was a local wrestling show at our Blue Claws, our baseball stadium. Right. Wrestling in rain. Wrestling under a tent and rock concerts all night. And my friend had tickets for I was helping work at the security, film stuff too for the wrestling. I did some like live feed, but I was able to get like $40 tickets. Okay, hey, go check it out, Dave. Go see Alice Cooper. So, dude, my dad was blown away. We were blown away by it, standing so close in the rain. We had like ponchos, so we enjoyed it. No matter what, it was still soaking. We were like, "This is neat." You don't get to see all this stuff.
Right. They have a woman
Mm-hmm.
lead guitarist for them.
Yes, she is
awesome. I can't think of her name though.
Yeah. I forgot her name. She's really awesome. But to see,
she does a lot for she did Shinsuke Nakamura's WrestleMania entrance.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like she can shred. I have her album on my iTunes.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, man. I can't think of her name right now, but
mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Actually, I think I have one.
Cooper, man.
Isn't that? I know, man. It's like one track I think I have on my phone from him is "The Man Behind the Mask." Come on.
I like that song, "Poison."
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah, Alice Cooper's really good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and my back to
mm-hmm.
sorry to cut you off about our stuff, but back to
I like this is what I like to talk about. This is great. We're switching up, Chris.
Right.
You said we were going to.
But back to me starting to get that itch for the business.
Mm-hmm.
I was still watching WWE all the way to
mm-hmm.
I graduated in 2009, and I was wanting to go to college, but of course that didn't really work out. I mean, I had a pretty good, GPA and stuff, but
mm-hmm.
I mean, I really wanted to get in the business, but I didn't know anything about independent wrestling until I started looking it up. It was
mm-hmm.
one of my buddies,
and
I found Scott Ray, who I mentioned earlier,
mm-hmm.
and he got me hooked up to SXW, a company he was starting up in Corbin,
mm-hmm.
and I was a security guard on that show.
Yeah.
And he had a big name on that show by a guy by the name of Raven.
Mm-hmm.
And man, that was awesome meeting him.
Yeah.
He had a great wealth of knowledge for the business. After everybody had a match, they would come back there, and he would be the first one to meet them at the curtain and tell them how their match was, and tell them to work on this and that. Like, that guy was so nice. Some people took it the wrong way. They was like, "Why are you telling me my match was bad?" But he was just trying to help them. But yeah, Raven was a very nice guy, and you know, I started, you know, training and all that. But in three months, I got in the ring. And I had my first singles match against a guy by the name of John Strange. He trained me, and that was my first match, too.
Yeah.
And that was a fun experience, and that was in Fairdale, Kentucky, which is a, you know, city in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
And after that match, I started going up there all the time through 2011, you know.
Yeah.
Every weekend.
I know, it's just like it was like nonstop. You're like, okay, I have to help set up the ring today, no problem, you know.
I would do that, get there early, set it up, do my stuff. But man, that was a, you know, fun time. And look, guy from Corbin, Kentucky, just knowing that small, when you grow up in a small town like that, that's all you know.
Yeah, and so what? You have the small shows. It was, you know, it doesn't matter.
Oh, no, we had big shows in Corbin.
Yeah.
And in London. He had SXW in London. I still did that in 2011. But, I mean, he didn't have them, like, every weekend like this company, LCW in Fairdale, did. Yeah. And it was pretty, you know, overwhelming experience traveling to Louisville every weekend. And, man, that was a fun time. So many stories on the road. It's a crazy time. And, man, my parents gave me a house for my graduation present.
There you go.
And when I turned 21, it was Nate's it every weekend. Having parties all the time.
Yeah. The old beer pong days.
Beer pong tourneys.
Oh,
like,
man.
It took so long to get back. I'm like, man, I was at my show. Yeah. And everybody at my house waiting on me. We'd be partying. All that. That was the lifestyle, man. But, in 2012, I
took it more serious.
I met a woman.
Yeah.
And, you know, I kind of, you know, I didn't do much shows. You know, I got pretty serious with her. But she started, you know, I started to fall for her stuff. Like, she didn't like wrestling, and I started to fall for that. I still watched it. I still did shows, but not like I did my first year.
No.
And in 2013, I didn't wrestle at all, but I kind of still watched it. But, you know, it wasn't, you know, I wasn't really, you know, I had the love for it because I fell for this, you know, girl, and we had a child, though, which is, you know, great. I love my kids. We had 2 kids, and I love my children.
You know what? They're the future. They're the future. You know, be proud, man. Be proud.
My son Sebastian, he loves the business. He goes to all my shows, and we, you know, I try to teach him because he wants to learn at a young age. He's 4, and he already wants to know about everything. So,
well, hey, I was watching a Mexican video, or I was watching Sammy Guevara, right, from AAA, and he was doing a video vlog with a 10-year-old from Japan. I'm like, this kid's a wrestler. Like, you're blown away, you know.
Yeah, they start early over there.
They do.
Have you ever seen that Kenny Omega video wrestling the 9-year-old girl?
Yes.
That's just insane. Dude.
Like, they got licenses to do this?
Dude, that's just how good they are. That's just how good they are over there in Japan. Like Japan and the U.S.
Yeah.
Probably the 2 top ones. I mean, New Japan, you know, they've lost a lot of talent, but
I'm sure
they'll build more.
I'm sure you see my photo, Chris, online of the legend Jun Kasai, me with Jun Kasai from Japan, big, you know, BJW, you know, and Freedoms. Yeah. I'm like, that was like an honor to meet that guy from Japan. A lot of my friends actually, after that show that night, they're going to be heading to Japan and wrestling. How's that? That's awesome for them.
That is good. That's a place I would like to go.
Just to check out, I know.
Just to check out. I would love to work in Mexico.
Yeah. Yeah.
Japan.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do that. Somebody I wrestled in LCW in Fairdale, Mickey Muscles. You know who that is? He goes by Mickey Modest too.
Mm-mm. Nope.
I used to wrestle him a lot, and he went to Mexico, and that looked like a fun experience for him. Man, that like kind of catapulted his career too, and I would like to do that. Man, I think I could do that. I think could go down there and dominate like he does in the States.
D. Chris Rose goes lucha.
D. Chris Rose goes lucha. That's right now.
There you go, folks.
You hear that, everybody? Hashtag D. Chris Rose goes lucha.
I'll do that later. All right, I'll put that on Twitter.
All right.
We'll have fun with that. I always do that to you guys. Yeah.
But back in 2013 and 14, I was still kind of coasting along. But I want to go back a little bit to 2011. I was a big fan of CM Punk.
You know what? CM Punk?
Play a lot into
I'll tell you what. I got to see him have his last match against Austin Aries at Ring of Honor. Before he signed to the... Yes. And Christopher Daniels hopped over the rail. It was great during the promo. Oh, it was great when CM Punk was on a mic and had the championship belt and tried to run away. Oh, man, I'll never forget that night. Edison, New Jersey. Yeah. Oh, man. Love it. It was great.
I've watched that promo like 100 times.
Yeah. Yeah. And CM Punk days are awesome, man. I wish I was hooked as a friend of his. It would have been cool to say, "Hey, man."
I would love to meet that cat one day. A lot of my stuff you see on Facebook, the ringer style shirt. That's that's an homage to Punk. I've always been a fan of his.
Yeah.
Especially in 2011.
But man, his career. Talk about his career. He's done it all, man. IWA to he's been around. He's done it all. We're proud of him.
WWE produced a very good documentary on CM Punk in 2012 of his Indy days till his WWE days. It was really good. Yeah, man. That stuff he had with Cena at Money in the Bank was phenomenal stuff. Man, I like John Cena as well.
But
a lot of people don't, dig his stuff. But I mean, the dude draws money and he puts on great matches with anybody.
But now Punk's what? MMA guy, Mr. MMA.
He's an MMA guy. He's fell short a couple times, but
yeah.
I have to give the dude credit. He still wants to fight.
Yeah.
And CM Punk's not one of those guys who will back down from anything.
No.
But yeah, I've always been a fan of Punk's. But back to 2014, I started to fall out of wrestling again when he left.
Yeah. And
in my opinion, till this day in WWE, they haven't been the same since when he walked away.
No.
And what I was trying to bring up earlier was this past Monday, Batista returned.
Yes, I heard about that. I'm like, wow. That's like...
Yeah, I think him and Triple H will be working a program at WrestleMania. But Batista's even said this to himself. In 2014, Batista returned to WWE. And it wasn't the best run in the world because Daniel Bryan was so popular. And CM Punk had left.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to put your focus on Batista when the two biggest draws are drawing, like Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. When CM Punk left, CM Punk still gets a chance to this day on the Raw and SmackDown. Like, that's how big of a star he is.
He's just, it's amazing. It's amazing, man. He's had it, love to see him come back. Wouldn't you? Boy, if he came back, I'd be like, wow. Where would he come? AEW,
Hey,
yeah.
I don't know what date it is, but him and, Conrad Thompson, Bruce Pritchard, Eric Bischoff, Marty Scurll,
Yeah.
Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Cody, and CM Punk will be together at a Comic-Con.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
That is happening, but I can't think of the name right now.
Yeah.
Everybody will have to look that up.
Mhm.
But that is happening. I heard it on 83 Weeks with Eric Bischoff.
Mhm.
That could be something right there. CM Punk be getting in the door of wrestling again.
He could. I mean, look who he's faced in the past, like Samoa Joe. We could talk about like guys.
Oh man, those matches in Ring of Honor with Joe, some of his best stuff.
Did you like Ring of Honor? Ring of Honor was an awesome product.
I do. I still kind of watch it.
I have the older stuff. Like I said, I was when I seen him wrestle. Last match. Oh my God! Like it was worth it.
Yeah, I've watched that match so many times with Austin Aries. Austin Aries is another guy who's
he's
really
now
good as
look
well.
look at him right now. Austin Aries has his own wrestling promotion. I think I heard.
Oh really?
Yeah, Austin. He's check that. I don't know. It's on Google somewhere. I'll have to look it up again.
Right. Yeah, I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, he's good for him. Anything's
yeah.
possible for these guys. You know that they can make a little small promotion into something big.
Oh yeah, CM Punk. I guarantee you, if he wanted to come back to WWE, they would open that door.
I mean, tomorrow night I'm supposed to, but if hopefully this weather holds up, I'm going to be seeing Jimmy Rave.
Okay.
Of Ring of Honor. Remember him?
Yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah. He's supposed to have a match tomorrow night.
Okay.
So I cannot wait to see him if it happens at Combat Zone Wrestling. They're going to have the trifecta tournament. Before the best of the best. So, it's pretty cool. Like, leading up to best of the best, like Sammy Guevara.
I'll have to check that out. I haven't heard of that yet, quite honestly.
What?
But I will look it up.
I think Fred Yeehaw and somebody else is in it, too. A lot of top new names coming in, It's fun. I miss going to... I used to go to see... I still go, Just haven't been there in a while.
Right. But,
yeah.
Back to when Punk left WWE, I kind of fell out of watching it again.
Mm-hmm.
And, me and my girlfriend at the time was fighting all the time, I just fell out of love with the business again.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't do any shows.
Yeah.
In 2015, I didn't do any shows. I was still, with her, but, at the end of 2015, we split up.
Mm-hmm.
It was for best for everybody,
Yeah.
The family, for the children seeing us, and, bickering and arguing at each other. It was time for us to split up.
Yep.
And, that happens to everybody.
It does.
We're all human. We make mistakes. We go about it a different way.
Mm-hmm.
So when we broke up, I started to look around again for promotions.
Mm-hmm.
But when you quit wrestling for 2 years, it's kind of hard to get your name back out there again.
Mm-hmm.
So, but my buddy Scotty Ray started again.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't think of the promotion again, but but my match is on my Facebook somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But, I've had a couple shows for him in 2016 trying to knock the rust back off.
Mm-hmm.
And, having some fun times.
Yeah.
He had Buff Bagwell at a show,
Mm-hmm.
Rhino, both really good guys. I could see why he booked them, because they have a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, for the biz.
The business
Yeah.
side. And I was, Buff Bagwell,
Mm-hmm.
I had a good time meeting him because I was a big WCW fan.
There you go, kid. Yeah.
That was I was like a 4-year-old, meeting him. Or 10 or something.
You should have been like, hey, let me get a match with this guy. Hold on.
Hey, that could still happen. He's still doing some jobs here lately, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was some fun. That was some, fun that year.
Mm-hmm.
But, I only did those 2 shows in 2016.
Then Kentucky's own wrestling was born, right?
Not yet.
No. Yep.
In 2017, I started for
Yeah.
TSW.
Yeah.
And I started in TSW in April. Like, that's a big jump, though.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was kind of in and out with it again, still not fully committed. And, but I got fully into it. And, TSW, I started working, right into the title picture, getting the championship going with Jason Smooth. And I would recommend looking him up if you want to get a guy on your podcast.
Okay.
He worked for traditional Southern wrestling. I don't have any bad things to say about this dude. Me and him had some of my best matches of my career. After, me and him feuded, I started developing the chip, as they say, on your shoulder. And I wanted more out of the business. And, as I said earlier, in 2008, I got hurt in 2017 with TSW. I had some nagging injuries. And I took a little break, and when I came back, it wasn't the same. They treated the Chris Rose, not like they should have. And, I cut the infamous promo that you should look up on my Facebook. That catapulted my The Chris Rose character, and now we'll get in to Kentucky's Own Wrestling.
Yeah.
I joined in August, and I became the KZW United States Champion on November 14th, 2018, and I've held it to this date.
2019, look at it, man. Look at it. It's And,
I'm having the,
best time of your life right now.
best time of my life. It's took a long time. I've had a lot of roadblocks and a lot of ins and outs. And like I said, I have a great support system. I have a great girlfriend.
You have great fans.
I have great fans. I have, my brother. My parents are more supportive than ever.
Yeah, I was going to say, what do your parents think of you wrestling? Huh? What do they, like,
Man,
they
don't even know what to think sometimes when they see me on there.
You know what? I never show my nephews or nieces anything of my deathmatch wrestling or wrestling at all.
Right.
They don't know. I have the figures. They play the figures at the house. That's it. They haven't seen my collection though up on the shelf. Of all the bloody stuff. But I need to take them to a show one of these days. I'll do that, like an independent.
Yeah. My children love seeing me on my Facebook doing it all. They sometimes don't go to all the shows, which I get it. They're kids. They would rather play in dirt and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. Be outside.
Be kids, which is fine. That's all I do.
Or play Fortnite.
Video games. But when I was a kid, all I did was want to play outside too.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we did have our video games though. We did play a little bit of wrestling games. Come on,
We did. I liked the SmackDown versus Raw 08 and 07. That's when. Oh, I mentioned that too. That's what got me into wrestling again too. Was those video games, man. That was fun.
It was. They had that.
I like the general manager mode going on there and making your own stuff up.
I remember I worked at I'm a garbage man. So, you can find stuff, right?
Right.
Okay, well, somebody threw away a Sega system, and it worked. And guess what game was there? In your house. Ha! Classic, I was playing that for weeks and weeks. I still have it to this day.
Right.
And even the wrestling, even the original pro wrestling game for Nintendo,
Yeah, when we was little, we liked the WCW versus NWO World Tour.
Yeah. I have not played those games in God knows how long. I should probably dust off my video system, just for the hell of it.
Yeah, we have.
Actually,
my parents' house is up the block, and they still have those games.
You know what is actually cool? I'll tell you what. at one of my local wrestling promotions, one of my guys went on and he got a game for the wrestling for one of the buildings for our shows. So every time you go into there, you can play the video game, like old school. Yeah, I can't wait to play it. I forgot to I had a challenge with somebody. I still got to do it with him.
Nice.
I know. Those games are expensive to find. You know that. Those big.
Oh yeah, man. We still have them up there a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my wrestling career right now, I'm having the time of my life being the Chris Rose. In and out of the ring, it's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. When that music hits, lights shine.
When that music hits, I come into my own self.
Yep.
Even beforehand, I'm always the Chris Rose.
Let me ask you this, Chris. What like do you go to the gym?
I do. I'm a little framed guy.
Yeah. But
I've tried to,
what do you
gain that proverbial muscle.
What music puts you in your zone?
Man, honestly, I listen to a lot of Queen, Freddie Mercury.
Oh,
and I've always been a fan of Queen since I was little.
Yeah.
Not because they came out with a great movie, by the way.
I gotta check that out.
That guy who played Freddie Mercury is
the
best dude ever.
I think I'll watch that.
Guy to a T.
Maybe I'll pop that on tonight. That's something to do. I'll watch the Queen. I need to see that.
Yeah, the Bohemian Rhapsody movie they came out with is really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's the music I listen to before shows nowadays.
That's cool. That's
the movie. My song I come out to is by Killswitch Engage, The Heartache.
Yeah.
And that's based off of CM Punk's Killswitch Engage's Fire Burns.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's on the same album, by the way. So
yeah, that's awesome.
That's where I get that from. And plus,
a
guy by the name of Eric Newberry, who me and him watched wrestling together too in 2009, and he liked that song too, and I mostly use that because of him as well. Mm-hmm. I've had that entrance song for 3 years now.
Right.
So.
Current song.
I'm not gonna change it because it's perfect.
I mean, we like all types of bands, you know that. It's like rock is rock, we were saying earlier.
I like a little rap too here and there. I like Drake.
Yeah.
Especially his new album. It's really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time I listen to old rock.
Yeah.
And I mostly just listen to podcasts mainly.
The
top 4 I listen to Something to Wrestle With, Bruce Pritchard, 83 Weeks, Talk is Jericho, and the Jim Ross Report. That's the main 4.
And then for the top indie ones locally, there's the Everett Lee, and there's Deathmatch Russell. And
now I'm
Wrestle PodCast.
Yeah, I'm introduced to him now. So.
That's it. You're hooked into it.
And I'll have to go back and listen to Rage. I'm sure he mentioned me on that.
I have some good ones if you go way back, Chris. I have some good ones. I've had a lot of local wrestlers actually like it's like old school, like new and old. You'd be like, wow.
Yeah, man. I'm just now, stepping up. I'm just now getting into the podcast where I didn't start listening to them until last year.
That's
and
Chris.
I got so much going on in my personal life. I listened to those main 4 like I listed off.
Yeah. It's like when I was, like when I first started, I was like, you know what? I'm going to launch myself. I'm going to be a person to launch off wrestling podcasts that likes, all varieties of wrestling.
Right.
And that's
and my ultimate dream, which what I said was, when I was in high school, I've always wanted to be in radio and all of that. I want to start my own podcast when my career's over. So
there you go.
That's what I want to do. That's my ultimate goal after wrestling.
Yeah, that'll happen. You can even the road with the Chris Rose every time.
Right. Yeah, I could have you and Everett on there with me.
There you go.
As my co-host.
Yeah, right. We'll screenshot each other. We'll FaceTime it.
Yeah, I gotta have a guest. I'm not gonna do it myself. So.
You're right. Or you can always call JJ. Hey, JJ.
My podcast in the future, I really want is just to talk about current wrestling,
and then rock, and just like what's going on.
Yeah, just what's going on in the world. of wrestling and
Yeah.
music. But yeah, like you said, man, I like to get pumped up to the Queen. I listen to the live stuff, not their like CD stuff.
I
listen to the live music only.
Know what I'm hooked on right now, Chris? And I'm sure you've heard him, Greta Van Fleet.
Yeah.
Oh, When the Curtain Falls. That's my podcast call. What everybody calls it. I love it. It's just like amps you up. Like, yeah, it's a cool.
The Queen and Michael Jackson too. Sometimes, like I just like hearing their live stuff because of the crowd in the background. Because that's what I live for in wrestling. Is that hearing that reaction.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of wrestlers,
want to hear.
Want to hear is that reaction. And Freddie Mercury and Michael Jackson definitely got that reaction.
Mm-hmm.
And I can only imagine what they felt.
You could always go
at Wembley Stadium in front of hundreds and thousands of fans.
Well, you could always do a Halloween costume and dress up like him, Freddie Mercury. Right? I've done Macho.
I didn't cross my mind for this year for Halloween.
I've done Macho Man. It turned out awesome,
Last year, me and my girlfriend was going to go as Macho Man and Liz, but a lot of stuff didn't pan out. We didn't end up doing that. But
yeah,
that's a power couple right there.
Yes, man. Growing up, watching the Macho Man and imitating the Macho Man this year, snapping into a Slim Jim every time. Yeah,
What's wrong with spandex and cowboy boots, bitch?
Yeah, I dig it. Just growing up, man, it was just, and then people always say, why you do these voices? I just loved the character.
I do. The reason I said that was
I got lucky one time, Chris. I went to my sister lives in Pennsylvania, right? So I went to the Goodwill. Guess what I found? A Macho Man t-shirt, I was so impressed for $2.
Yeah, I got a couple of those shirts. Macho Man is up there in my top 5.
He's one of those guys.
I just hadn't mentioned him yet, man. He was a great
performer. All around.
Great, man. He was great.
The way he came to the ring, and then always with George the Animal Steel.
He had a big personality.
Yeah.
He was always in character 24/7, though.
He was. Because he was the cream of the crop. Yeah.
Yeah. The reason I said that little comment earlier was Bruce Pritchard told a story about him and Macho Man going out. Like, Macho Man would always be in spandex and cowboy boots.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
All the time.
I could see that. I could see that happening. Going out to dinner. Yeah. Got my boots on.
All the time. Bruce would ask him, and he'd be like, Bruce, what's wrong with spandex and cowboy boots?
Yeah. Nothing.
So fun. I can't do a good Macho Man impression or anything, but man, yeah, Macho Man was a great personality, and I'll always remember him as a kid. Him and Diamond Dallas Page had some good matches in the 90s.
Oh, man.
Macho Man in the 80s and stuff, but I didn't grow up in that.
No.
The stuff I remember is him and DDP.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I like DDP, and DDP's quite the guy. I mean,
look at what he's doing now, man. He's got his own yoga company.
I pretty much think he's a Hall of Famer for his yoga program.
Yeah, that's happening like next week, I think, too, at a local.
And I'm not disregarding his wrestling ability at all.
No.
But his yoga program has helped so many Hall of Famers and people.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean,
it's just awesome
to hear the stories, to hear
what people in the wrestling business can do. They can be rock stars. They can be yoga instructors.
Look at that. He's helped Jake the Snake Roberts. He's helped Scott Hall.
Yeah.
Man, and you know what? Pretty cool, Chris. About 3 or 4, right before my birthday, February 14th, right? That week after. Guess what? I won tickets to on a local radio station.
What's that, man?
I won tickets to the Jake the Snake Roberts comedy tour.
Yeah, I bet that was fun. Have you went there yet?
No, in April I have to go to April 27th, I think, or something.
Yeah,
April.
That seems to be a lot of wrestlers go to, like Mick Foley.
Yes.
Dolph Ziggler now.
Yeah.
Ziggler's no longer with the company, as far as I know.
Yeah, I don't even know.
And I think he's doing a comedy tour.
He's got to do something to make living.
You got to do something.
But Chris, it's been real. Let's cut it, kill it. We're done. How's that?
We're done? Okay.
We're past our hour and 2 hours. We could go longer and longer and longer.
Right.
But Chris, where can everybody contact you and find you? And first of all, do you have any final words?
Well, for all the KZW atmosphere and his fans, I will be doing an open challenge March 2nd, tomorrow, for KZW for my United States Championship. I don't care how big or bad or tough you are. You can always come in that ring and try to take my championship. But let me tell you something. It's going to be a hard road because the Chris Rose don't back down from nobody. I beat the biggest, the baddest who's ever stepped up to me. And if it's Kenny Cannon again, I've beat you 2 times already. I'll do it a 3rd time. And, we can catch our upcoming shows on our Facebook page, Kentucky's Own Wrestling. You can catch me on Facebook at Christopher Jordan Rose. Instagram, C Rose Wrestler 20, and that's all lowercase all together. And I'm usually on Twitter sometimes. It's at the Chris Rose, capital TCR at the beginning of the Chris Rose. You can find me on there.
Chris, I want to say it was great to have you on, and I'm going to have you on again. How's that? We're going to keep on coming back and more podcasts to come. How's that? You're always welcome.
The more the merrier,
You're always welcome back to the studio. It's not that pretty like that Colt Cabanas in the beautiful studio apartment.
Right. Yeah, man. You can have me on anytime.
Yeah. I wish you luck tomorrow night, Chris. And tomorrow night sounds like it's going to be a good card. Really solid show for Kentucky's Own Wrestling, and of course you in the ring going to take on whoever your opponent will be.
Yep, that's what Chris Rose is all about. He's all about the element of surprise, and I don't care who comes in my ring.
That's it.
I will take him down. And KZW is growing. We're a growing company with the help of JJ as well. JJ has brought a lot to our company, and he's helped us out a lot. This year is going to be our year, just to let you know. So let's let everybody know.
Absolutely. Everybody, you heard it here. So thank you very much, Chris, for being on tonight, and have a great night, man.
Have a great night, David. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Bye-bye. Wow, fans, that was a really fun, awesome tonight. It was one of those nights where you just wanted to enjoy yourself for wrestling. See, this guy, Chris Rose of Kentucky's Own Wrestling, the United States heavyweight champion, excuse me. I'm going to correct myself. He's a face who's been around the company. He's been in that company for a long time now, and he's still going at it, from his young career. And you know what? He's ready for action every time. Fans, if you're in Kentucky, check it out. Go see him tomorrow night. Kentucky's Own Wrestling, bringing you the best in wrestling. Kentucky's Own Wrestling, all the way, baby. And that's it. Have a good night, everyone.
Hey, wrestling fans, I want to mention Collar and Elbow. Collar and Elbow was founded on traditional values of professional wrestling. 2 entities working together to create a product intended to connect with people on an emotional level. A symbiotic relationship where one cannot flourish without the other. We strive to create a product that embodies our passion for professional wrestling expressed through street fashion. Visit collarandelbowbrand.com and use the promo code DeathmatchRussellPodcast and save 10% off when you make a purchase. Collar and Elbow, where wrestling passion meets street fashion. You can find more Deathmatch Russell podcasts on the following social media: deathmatchrussell.com, follow on Twitter at DavidNJ32, and on Facebook, facebook.com/DJDaveNJ32. Find me on Podcast City Network at podcastcity.net, facebook.com/Podcast City Network. Hit the like button and share, and on Twitter at Podcast City Net. You can hear Deathmatch Russell podcast on Stitcher Radio and on iTunes.